Well, we're here once again with Lee Greenwood, and in our weekly now Zoom press conferences. How are you doing today, Lee?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Good, good. Obviously, last weekend we played Wakefield Trinity in our last pre-season friendly, and we talked about obviously how that game happened, and obviously there were things to improve on. So, how's training been this week? Obviously, going into this important game at the weekend against Whitehaven away.
Yeah, it's been good. Even just one day makes a difference. Obviously, we played on Sunday and we're going up to Whitehaven on Saturday. So even that one day does make a difference in what you can do. Obviously, it was a tough game on Sunday against full-time opposition. So lads were feeling it a little bit, but that's what you expect. And it was only our second game in sort of a year as well. So Whitehaven will also be feeling it. They play on Sunday up at Newcastle. So there's no advantage to either team with what's gone on so far with a massive break and pre-season. So I think going up there, it's a total even one. Whitehaven's squad will look strong. They'll want to get off to a good start this year. Obviously, it's not in the league, but they'll just want to get off to a winning start just for this year generally. And they'll think they can do that against us.
And would you say that because now we've had the two friendlies and obviously going into this cup game, that the lads have got used to the physical aspect once again after being out for a year, obviously not playing due to COVID?
I think some. Probably could have done with another couple of run-outs or a bit longer doing contact. But others look fine, like they haven't been away. So, but that's going to be the same for everybody. It literally is. Whitehaven have just had that one against Newcastle, and it got abandoned late on, so they haven't had much practice. We've obviously had two friendlies where I think pretty much everyone who will play on Saturday will have played in both as well. So we'll have had a bit more minutes than them, but I don't think it'll make a massive difference.
And have you, obviously, after the two friendlies, you've been able to assess everybody? So has it given you a few headaches going into this weekend? Obviously, some lads might be disappointed to be missing out, but you've got to, I suppose, you've got to, cut the squad down in some way, haven't you?
Yeah, I think I said it after the game on Sunday. I think in a couple of positions there is competition, and there has been a couple of difficult decisions to make. But in others, there probably hasn't. It's probably been a bit easier to pick, due to some of the people in there's form, or maybe a couple of the newer guys we've brought in, maybe not quite showing enough. So in some positions, it's been pretty easy. And that's up to people within the squad to fight the way in. Obviously, once the friendly's finished, you can only do that in training. We've had a couple of people who haven't played in either friendly as well. So I think over the coming weeks, it'll get a bit tougher to pick. But that depends on how the team plays. When the 17 that goes out on Saturday, if they all perform really well, then the shirts are theirs to lose.
And obviously, it's against Whitehaven. We've played them regularly in the cup over the last couple of seasons, and it brings us back to the happy memories of last season of not being able to identify any of the players that played.
Happy memories? Not sure. It was freezing. And for the players playing, it were bad conditions to say the least. But I don't think it'll be quite as bad on Saturday. The forecast half decent, so it's just a bus trip and the COVID stuff to contend with. But even without those, Whitehaven away is a tough ask. Any of the Cumbrian teams away, you never come away with a comfortable win. It's always a struggle, and I expect no different this weekend.
And you must be excited now as a coach that the real stuff gets going. I know all the lads will be, and certainly all the staff at the club are excited for the season to finally get properly underway, and that will be the same for you as a head coach.
Yeah. I mean, it's been good that the friendlies have been broadcast, so you've been able to watch some games. But it's serious stuff starting now, where it's down to 17-man squads. limited interchanges, and this is where it properly starts. And listen, I've made no secret. We want to win on Saturday, and we want more games. We want as many games as we can get, and that means we need to go up there. We want to get the job done and get the win, and play the winner of West Wales and Windus next week.
Yeah, and obviously we have sort of an announcement to make in this press briefing that we've signed Alex Smith. What were you going to say?
I said, do it, like you were surprising me. Alex, I think people who watched the Batley game, they might have saw him come on in the second half, playing at halfback. He's been on trial since November and impressed enough to keep that going all throughout. And then he got a run out against Batley. The unfortunate thing for Alex, he got injured last week leading up to the Wakefield game. We're not quite sure how serious it is yet. It could keep him out a bit, but he'd impressed enough to warrant earning a contract. And what we didn't want to do is just sort of leave him in the lurch with no rehab, no treatment. We want to look after people. So we've signed Alex, and if it is a real serious injury, where we want to help him with his recovery, maybe with a view to getting a contract for the year after. If it's not quite as serious, then obviously he's with us now, and he showed enough promise in his 40 minutes at Batley and in training that he could put some pressure on him and be a contender for playing. He's he's a young kid, but I thought he showed some nice touches in that game.
And so overall, obviously, we're hoping many people sign up to the Our League app to watch the game this weekend. And like I say, we're really hoping that we can make it through to what should be another mouth-watering tie, really, against either West Wales or Widnes Vikings, and another away trip there. So hopefully we can beat Whitehaven on Saturday afternoon or evening.
Yeah, well, that's all we're thinking about. We want the games, but we're not thinking about what could happen next. It's going to take a big effort to go up there on Saturday and win. They showed they were getting better as the game was going on. Last week was Whitehaven against Newcastle, and if that had carried on going into that fourth quarter, they could have won that. But they've brought some players in that didn't play in that as well, and I've looked at the squad and it does look very strong for this weekend. So we expect the best Whitehaven available, and I don't want it any other way. I want to go up there and beat their best team.
No, thank you very much for once again joining us this week, Lee, and let's hope for a win against Whitehaven on Saturday.
No worries. Cheers, Steve.